Eala, Martin's exit early in Australian Open women's doubles. Eala and her partner bowed to Shuko Aoyama and Magda Linette, effectively ending the Filipinas' AO main draw debut. After an early exit in singles, Eala's 2026 Australian Open campaign also came to a close in the women's doubles as she and partner Ingrid Martens bowed to Shuko Aoyama and Magda Linette 6-3, 7, 6-2, 1-6 on Tuesday night at Court 14 of Melbourne Park after 2 hours and 38 minutes. Eala, WTA number 135 in doubles, and Martens, number 80, stormed to a 4-0 opening in the first set before the experienced pairing of Aoyama, number 52, and Linette, number 140, clawed back to level at 5-5. The veteran duo proved steadier in the tiebreak, racing to 7 to steal the set. The Filipino-Brazilian tandem responded in the second, settling into rhythm to dominate 6-2 and force a decider. But Aoyama and Linette quickly seized control in the third, jumping to a 4-0 lead. Eala and Martens mounted a brief fight back to close the gap to 3-4, only for the veterans to shut the door by taking the final games. The loss wrapped up Eala's official main draw debut at the Australian Open, completing her set of appearances across all 4 Grand Slams, making her the first Filipino to compete in the main draw of each major. Now ranked number 49 in singles, the 20-year-old began her Grand Slam journey at the 2025 French Open after breaking into the top 100, a breakthrough sparked by her dream run at the Miami Open earlier that March. Notice on unauthorized and unlawful use, publication, and/or dissemination of spin.ph content. Please be notified that any unauthorized and unlawful use, publication and/or dissemination of spin.ph's content and/or materials is a direct violation of its legal and exclusive rights to the same, and shall be subject to appropriate legal action/s. A Court of Dreams and Reality, Eala, Ingrid Martens and the early exit at the Australian Open. The Australian Open, her first Grand Slam of the season and one of the sport's most iconic tournaments, had brought with it boundless hope for Alexandra Eala, the rising Filipino tennis star. Already a symbol of promise and national pride, Eala arrived in Melbourne with dreams not just to compete, but to conquer. Her calendar was full of ambition, singles, doubles, future campaigns, personal milestones. But tennis, like life, is seldom a straight path. And in the electrifying but unforgiving courts of Melbourne Park, this story took an unexpected turn. Setting the stage, arrival and expectations. For many athletes, especially those from countries with less tennis tradition on major courts, just qualifying for a Grand Slam main draw is worthy of celebration. Eala, at 20 years old and ranked world number 49, had already turned that achievement into reality for her singles debut here, not once, but finally at the main draw level. Her energy was palpable. Filipinos and tennis fans alike followed every serve, forehand, and backhand with excitement and hope, reflecting not only national expectations but a young athlete's growing global presence. She arrived with an empowering narrative, a trailblazer, a counterattacker known for her court coverage and tenacity, a player with a burgeoning resume who had beaten higher-ranked opponents on tour, a star on the rise. But the doubles draw offered a different kind of test. Partnership, rhythm, unity, and nerves. This year she teamed with Ingrid Martens, a seasoned Brazilian doubles specialist with experience on the WTA Tour and Grand Slam tournaments. The pairing offered an intriguing blend of youthful exuberance and hard-earned calm, a dynamic that promised sparks if they could synchronize. The match, highs, lows, and a battle hard-fought. Their first-round fixture pitted Eala and Martens against Magda Linette, Poland, and Shuko Aoyama, Japan, a pair with experience and composure on the doubles circuit. The match began with all the raw energy one might expect, swift rallies, eager footwork, and double strategies unfolding like chapters in a gripping novel. In the first set, the Filipino-Brazilian duo fought hard but narrowly dropped it in a tiebreak, 6-7, 3-7. Despite flashes of brilliant net play and powerful ground strokes, Linette and Aoyama held their nerve when it mattered most. Eala and Martens pressed, hit winners, and showed glimpses of chemistry, yet could not close the set. But then came a flash of resilience. In the second set, Eala and Martens found something deep within. Shots once tentative now sang with confidence. Their movement became sharper. Their angles more incisive. They elevated their game to secure the set 6-2. For a moment, it felt like a shift, like fate could be rewritten. And yet, tennis has a relentless rhythm. Momentum can be cruel. In the third and deciding set, the evidence of fatigue showed, and Linette and Aoyama seized the initiative. A 4-0 run put the experienced duo in control. Eala and Martens fought to claw back but ultimately fell 3-6, exiting the Grand Slam doubles tournament in the very first round. What the score doesn't tell. If you watch the match live, or even merely absorb the final scoreline, you might see a quick exit. But there's so much more beneath the numbers, beyond the 6-7, 6-2, 3-6 you see on paper. What the scoreboard cannot convey are the electric energy when Eala and Martens played with synchrony, both moving as one, covering lobs instinctively and exchanging celebratory shouts after key points. The courage it took for Eala to recover after a tough singles loss earlier at the tournament, where she lost 0-6, 3-6, 2-6 to Alicia Parks, a loss that demonstrated vulnerability but also resilience. The moments of near brilliance, where a net volley by Martens or a baseline stab by Eala nearly turned the tide. Matches like these are not just athletic contests, they are emotional journeys. Every set contained tension, hope, resilience, and heartbreak. Every point was a lesson. Every serve, a chance for triumph or trial. Beyond the result, emotional resonance. For many it was a disappointing exit. For others it still held beauty. That's because sport is a mirror of life, not defined merely by endings, but by the character revealed in the struggle. After her singles loss, Eala took to social media with uplifting words, reminding fans and herself that even a tough loss is part of living out dreams. "Tough loss today," she wrote, "but dropping this here as a reminder to be happy about living out your dreams, even if it comes with bad days." That mindset, balanced between ambition and acceptance, reveals the heart of who she is, not just a competitor, but a young athlete learning to grow through adversity. Martens too brought her own journey. Doubles specialists often face the quiet rigor of partnership, reading your partner's instincts, compensating for shifts in form, and managing pressure points together. Their campaign in Melbourne may have ended, but the intangible growth from this shared experience will resonate beyond it. What this means for Eala's future. Early exits can sting, but they can also ignite progression. Grand Slam doubles events are pressure cookers, arenas where nerves and skill are tested under global scrutiny. For Eala, this was another growth milestone. A chance to measure herself against veterans, to deepen her understanding of doubles dynamics, and to fortify her mental